Okay,
That's
now
right.
we're going to talk about the 21st century, a whole different world. Okay?
Right, right.
Where internet radio is starting to really evolve into this mainstream thing, or it's on the cutting edge of becoming bigger. You're at an internet station now, onemusicnetwork.com.
Right.
That's where we are right now in the conference room.
They let us in again? Oh.
And so this is a station that has multiple streams, based here in Sacramento. Tell us about the stations you're doing.
I'm on the classic 80s format as the DJ. You'll hear my voice in other parts of the programming. And Don had the music going for that station, and then Don brought me in to give it some personality, give it you know, kind of a little twist.
So it's more than a jukebox like what radio has become.
Right. Yeah. It's you know, you've got like a Pandora that's just a music stream. Hey, I'm going to pick my favorite songs. We're similar to, you know, we like to think like if you plug in your favorite radio station, you're going to hear a personality. And so we're kind of the full online music experience in the sense of you're going to hear a DJ, and most of the DJs here have some background in Northern California radio. And so we do a show, you know.
So in other words, internet radio has disc jockeys, but terrestrial radio has desk jockeys.
Yeah,
so it's a whole different world.
Yeah. And I think the thing with internet radio, its strength is coming from, you know, that phone we have. You know? And it reminds me of the days when we grew up. There was a transistor radio, and every kid had one. Well, that's kind of where we are with the phones. And then, you know, the computer in your office or whatever.
Something in your pocket that you can take anywhere.
Right, and so you can download us on there, you know, on your phone and listen anytime. And it's Radio Loyalty. We're on the Radio Loyalty app. You can download that, and you can check out the 16 stations we have.
Now, if someone just goes to onemusicnetwork.com, can they get everything like the apps?
On the computer, they can go to the quick launch button, and they can listen to a station right like that, or they can download the app. And
okay. Yeah. So what's the difference? I mean, if you get a live stream when you go to the website, what do you need the app for?
I think the app was there when we first started, and now that we have the quick launch buttons, that's not as imperative as it was before. So you can just click on your favorite station and, you know, classic 80s, and there you go, or the hot country, and you know, whatever format. You know, we have a comedy channel, we have hip hop, we have classic R&B. You know, most of the formats that people probably are going to check out, we have 90s alternative.
So what makes these stations different from regular radio?
I think...
But besides the fact that you have live jocks, is the music any different?
I think the thing I like about internet radio versus big corporate radio is big corporate radio is spread out so wide, it appeals to the lowest common denominator. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's going to appeal to everybody they're going to play. Whereas with a web broadcasting situation, I think an internet radio situation, what you have is the ability to narrowcast.
Like niches.
Right, exactly. It's niche broadcasting. You know, I don't know if an 80s format would work on a big commercial station. I don't know if it would grab enough of an audience. But here, with doing an all 80s format, if, let's say, we grab what would be a small chunk maybe for a commercial radio station, a big chunk of what they would maybe ignore, we're able to kind of say, hey, that's very workable for us. That's a money maker for us, even though it may be a smaller audience than a commercial station would be happy with.
And the station makes money how? The internet station?
Advertising, you know, much like a commercial radio station.
But are you interrupted with commercials, or is it a different kind of advertising?
Well, there's kind of a couple different ways you can advertise. You have banner ads, you know, that are on the website. You can have audio ads, just like you would hear on your favorite radio station. Obviously, we're going to keep trying to play a lot of music, but you know, you need to be able to pay the bills too. So.
Sure. So, do you actually have those commercials in the programming?
Some of them are, you know,
okay.
But
are they short? Or?
Yeah, very short at this time. you know, and how that goes and how that expands.
I know for a while terrestrial radio, you know, traditional radio was trying to chop up their commercials into 15 seconds with these short little things in between every song, and I guess it didn't work because they stopped doing it, right?
Well, I remember Clear Channel doing, when I was working for Clear Channel, one time they did a 5-second spot, you know, which was alexcosper.com. And I appreciate you buying those ads, Alex, because I think I kept a job for another year at least.
These jokes.
alexcosper.com.
I would never give them my money.
And so it was really weird that they would go alexcosper.com, and I guess you were supposed to know what to do. And through
I do own that domain, but it's parked. You know, I don't know what to do with it yet.
Well, like, you know, you're going to have some publicity. You better do something with it now. Buddy.
Well, thank you.
But
so, I mean, do you get the same kind of advertisers, or is it a whole different world?
I think it's some of the same type of advertisers and some of the same type of industries.
I'm just curious, does it help small business in any way? Because I know radio really doesn't, because the advertising's too expensive for small business.
Well, I think for small business, internet radio is kind of the perfect vehicle because it's affordable. Because, you know, it's not going to cost you $1,000 in morning drive or afternoon drive.
Right, to get played 10 times, and then you wonder, okay, where are the customers after those?
Right. So let's just say you're buying a $1,000 package. You know, we're probably going to be able to give you 10 times to 20 times the amount of exposure that you would get with a traditional commercial terrestrial radio station.
Right. Of course, it's a smaller audience though compared to terrestrial still has a huge audience.
Right, exactly. But you know, with being narrowcasting, let's say I'm a clothing store that specializes maybe in retro clothes, and I decide to advertise on the 80s station. You know, we're going to be able to give you people that are into those type of things from the 80s more than, hey, I'm going to advertise on the, country station.
I could see where that would definitely be the case. And so here we are in 2012 talking about this emerging new medium.
Right.
But I'm curious where you see it going, say like 5 years from now.
5 years from now, I see it being almost equal to where terrestrial radio is as far as listenership, as far as people going, hey, I'm going to listen to an internet stream, and that being a real...
Because it'll be in your car.
Right, yeah. And so I think that it'll be an even playing field to some degree. And I mean, you look at folks that are our age or a little younger, you know, it's... You know, their phones with them constantly and their computer, and so I think it's going to become very second nature to listen to an internet radio station. I think the hard thing with internet radio is getting the word out about your product to enough people to bring enough people to the station, to the stream, and go, hey, here's what we're doing, we're playing this. So I think the marketing thing of letting people know you're out there is the tough thing. Where do you go to do that? How do you go to do that?
And how do you do that? How do you make an internet radio station popular?
I think a lot of social media, you know, I use Twitter, Facebook, those sorts of things, LinkedIn. I think a lot of those social media platforms, which are free,